Rebel factions in eastern Syria pledging allegiance to the Islamist group ISIS. The group undertook a lightning offensive last month, also capturing huge swaths of neighboring Iraq. And with the border now in their hands, insurgents say their aim is to restore an Islamic caliphate. The fear is they could gain even more ground. This map gives you a better understanding of the situation. The new declared caliphate is the Black Area, the vast territory straddling the border between Syria and Iraq. ISIS capturing this land using fighters who easily cross the borders back and forth in order to fight in both countries. Iraq insists it can defeat ISIS and reclaim its territory. Lucy Kafanov explains why that could prove difficult.
Islamic fighters proudly show off the spoils of war, military hardware, much of it American-made, seized from the battlefield in neighboring Iraq. Jihadists formerly known as ISIS this week declared the completion of their Islamic State.
This is Iraq, this is Sham. But now, this is all one country. There is no more border, khalas.
The Iraqi army, meanwhile, is fighting back. In televised news briefings, the government takes a victorious tone.
It is confirmed information that the ISIS leaders have started to flee.
But on the ground, we found little evidence to back up those claims. This used to be territory controlled by the central government, but the Iraqi army fled this area the same day that the city of Mosul was captured by ISIS. Millions of dollars of U.S.-made equipment abandoned, uniforms shed in haste.
Now this looks like a hat, a beret cap from the Special Forces, the Iraqi Special Forces. This is obviously a vest that they discarded, left behind. They dressed in civilian clothes, ran away, essentially abandoned their posts, and that's how, in part, ISIS has been able to seize so much territory so quickly.
The fighting has displaced hundreds of thousands of Iraqis, and many are scarred by the 2003 invasion and describe a sense of déjà vu with the current crisis.
Again, from 2003, it's coming back. So it's a disaster, actually. Things are getting worse.
We wanted to understand firsthand how this war was playing out.
We're on our way right now to one of the front lines, the village of Mullah Abdullah. Up until about 5 days ago, ISIS insurgents completely controlled that entire territory. The village sits on a strategic road from Mosul that connects several other provinces, and so they really wanted access to it. The Peshmerga soldiers had been able to clear bits of it, but there's still clashes ongoing, and that's where we're heading right now.
At the base, commanders take us to an outpost overlooking an area controlled by militants.
This is the very first defensive position against the ISIS militants who currently occupy just 2 kilometers that way. Every single day there's been sniper fire attempts by the jihadists to enter this territory. If they can push through the defensive position, then they would potentially take Kirkuk and move into the KRG territories, and that could be a massive battle just waiting to happen.
Moments later, we had to leave.
We just got word that the ISIS jihadists might be moving forward, so all the soldiers have been told to evacuate this area. We're going to get out before things get intense. We know that there was clashes last night, and we definitely don't want to be here if that happens again.
It was apparent just how fluid a conflict this was. The front lines change daily, and no matter what military gains each day may bring, it's the Iraqi civilians who lose as the war rages on. Lucy Kafanov for RT, Kirkuk Province, Iraq.